Hey everyone, Nick here with the Best Buy blog. You just heard the piano that's at the top of the FP-X line by Roland, the FP-90X. This is an amazing portable digital keyboard that has some really interesting features. Let's talk about the action first. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of Roland's actions. I think they just feel right, and this is no exception. This is actually one of the best actions that Roland makes, the PHA 50, and it's just really good. It has a really nice texture. You won't slip off the notes. It has really good resistance. It feels like an authentic piano, and the attention to detail from Roland really impresses me here. Every note has sides made out of wood, so once while you're playing on the keys and your fingers will brush on them, you'll have that woody sensation that will definitely remind you of an authentic acoustic piano. I think a lot of experienced players will appreciate this, and if you're a beginner starting on a high quality keyboard like this one, once you hit grand pianos or different acoustic pianos, you'll feel right at home because the sensation will be quite familiar. There's 4 different speakers on this beast. The volume is really impressive. At higher volumes it's actually quite loud. It might be like too loud for a pianist, but it might feel like a big room, so if you have guests, that will compensate. But it's really possible with this keyboard. The speakers are nice and loud. They also sound very well. They're quite balanced and detailed. And on the main panel, there's an actual equalizer for bass, middle, and treble, so you can adjust to taste and to the room and the amount of people. There's a lot of connections on this keyboard. There's outs to connect to a mixer, to a mixing desk, or a keyboard amplifier, or just a general PA system. There's an aux in, so you can plug in a CD player or an iPod or whatever you have, a computer. There's MIDI connections, so you can interface with MIDI outboard gear. There's inputs for pedals. You can use a triple unit or just like a regular sustained pedal that you'd find on a lot of keyboards. There's also digital inputs. First of all, there's a flash drive input, so you can play music that's on a flash drive or record to a flash drive. And last but not least, one of my favorite features is that there's a USB connection that connects to your computer and transmits audio information. So you don't need an audio interface with this keyboard. You just plug it in with one single wire to your laptop or computer, and off you go. You can record instantly. But I personally use Logic, and Logic just recognized the keyboard right away, and I could use it as an input, so I could record the sounds from the keyboard to my computer, and I could use it as the output, so the sound can come out of the speakers on the keyboard. I just love it. It's just so convenient. I'm so happy it's a feature on this keyboard. Let's talk about sounds now. There's a lot of sounds, and Roland really offers a lot to people that are interested in piano sounds. There's 20 piano sounds, and 8 of them you can really edit in depth. There's an editor here that's called the Piano Designer. You can edit a lot of different things like hammer noise. You can adjust the opening of the lid on a grand piano. You can adjust how like individual notes will react. And it's really a deep editing tool, and that's available on 8 of the piano sounds. Those 8 piano sounds have unlimited polyphony. This basically means that no matter how much reverb you're using, no matter how much sustain pedal you're using and how the notes cascade one into the other, you'll always hear every note, no matter how many are being played at the same time. For the other sounds on the keyboard, the polyphony is at 256, which is honestly enough for any type of usage. You'll be you'll never have a problem. That's what I'm trying to say. There's enough polyphony for any type of use. Next up are the electric pianos. There's 18 of them. Organs also 18. Strings and pads, there's more. There's 27. And for synths and other instruments, so other instruments, that basically means anything that's not usually played on a keyboard, like let's say guitars, bass guitars, harps, trumpets, various brass instruments, woodwinds, stuff like that, string instruments. There's 279. So basically you get just a bit over 360 sounds, and all these sounds are very well designed by the great people at Roland that have a really good ears and usually provide consumers with great sounding equipment. So I've recorded some more sounds for you to sample, but if you're interested, there's a lot more available on Roland's website. So there's Bluetooth on board the FP-90X. You can use the Bluetooth to stream music. Let's say you have through your mobile phone, you'll be able to play music and have it played on the keyboard. But Bluetooth doesn't stop there. Roland actually designed the piano app, Roland's piano app, which is a great tool to actually control the keyboard. You can select your sounds, which is a lot easier to do than actually navigating through every menu on the keyboard. It's actually way quicker, and that's a great tool. You can also do some editing, adjust volumes and stuff like that. There's also some tools such as a metronome. It's really easy to set up and quick on my mobile phone, for example. It's really easy to set up a metronome and a speed, and the keyboard just plays it instantly. And there's a lot of different learning tools. First of all, there's a ear trainer. It has different levels to it, and it basically gives you a reference note, let's say C, and then it's going to sound different notes, and it's your job to reproduce them without actually having the sheet music. So you have to use your ear exclusively. It's a great method to develop your confidence and just like hearing, which is invaluable for a musician. Roland offers different subscription services that have a lot of sheet music, so you can learn different pieces and songs through their catalog, and through the app you can actually play those songs and pieces with an accompaniment. You have the sheet music, it's very well made. You can slow down the music, you can loop sections. Really, you have all the tools that you want and you can imagine to become a better pianist in an effective efficient time frame, I should say. So Roland Piano app, it connects really easily to the keyboard, and it's a great tool for beginners and more advanced players. So I think the FP-90X is going to interest a few different types of players. Obviously this is an expensive model, but still it has a lot to offer to beginners. If you're a very serious beginner and you really want to learn piano and you're sure that you're gonna keep playing piano for years and decades, this is just an awesome model. It has a lot of solid features. Roland is a company that makes, some really reliable gear. So you have a product that's going to last you a long time. It's a great base to start on. It has great action that, won't... it's going to develop your strength and technique so that when you transfer or just happen to play on an acoustic piano, you won't be phased by the differences. It's just a great action that will give you a really solid place to start from. The sound is great. The speakers are really detailed, and obviously the sampling is amazing. So if you just record this piano with the easy to use USB connection, you have just like a studio quality sound right away with just one product and a computer, obviously. So there's a lot to like even for beginners. By the way, recording, it's not just for advanced people. Recording is a very good tool to self-assess where you're at, musically speaking. It's a very good tool to listen back and just like focus on the areas that you need work on. Is it rhythm? Is it precision? Are you hitting wrong notes? It will really help you to focus on those areas and guide you on where you need to practice. So even for beginners, it's a great tool to have, and is very easy to do on the FP-90X. Now for more advanced players, this is a great tool to practice with, to record with. You can keep it at the studio. It's portable, so you can bring it to the cottage to rehearsals, and it has loud speakers for rehearsals, by the way, so you can probably practice with a choir with this in a big room. So I think that's a very interesting proposition for somebody that's already established as a pianist, because the action is great and the features it has are really versatile. This is a portable keyboard, but I find it kind of a bit on the heavy side. Just make sure you know that it's still portable. You can put it in a gig bag and just carry it around, but it still has some weight to it. If you're planning on gigging a lot, and on gigs usually you won't even use the speakers. There's a cutoff switch on the back of this one. You might look at other keyboards. Roland has some great models that don't have the speakers, so you can save that weight. And this is honestly if you plan on using this keyboard in shows and carrying it with you around a lot. But other than that, this is a really solid model. It has, like I said, very versatile features for beginners and for advanced players. It covers like the whole spectrum of what you'd expect from a very high-end keyboard. There's a lot more to this keyboard. If you want more information, please go read my full review on Best Buy's blog. My name is Nick. Thank you so much for watching.